Hey everybody, this is Grace. I'm on my way to the grocery store. And just getting out of my neighborhood, was on the second road, and it was the first one that had any kind of light or stop sign or whatever. And kind of does a curve, I guess you'd say, not a cul-de-sac, but anyway. And it was, a block stretch. And I looked up, and this is total houses on both sides. And there was somebody on my tail at the stop sign. Not light, but stop sign. And I'm like, what the crap? Today, by the way, why I'm saying this, today is the first day that kids go back to school here. They went back to school. It's 3/12 now. They're starting to let them go home. And that's the whole thing. They were starting to let them go home. And there's a school in our neighborhood. In smack dab in the neighborhood. Okay. And just right that road. Okay. The next road. Well, that road. Okay. Yeah. Not exactly. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But close enough that some kids could be walking home from school. And somebody's going to tailgate. People, you're not really going to get there any faster. Not really, because I'm telling you, I have been doing this for many years. I've been driving for 46, and I can tell you, you might weave in and out of people, not just me, or like on this road, somebody weaving in and out because they think they're going to get there before everybody, and they need to be before everybody. Well, guess what? I wave at you as I pass you by at the next light or sign. Really, seriously. I really do. And I have plenty of videos that would show that that's exactly what happens. And I'm driving the speed limit. Imagine that. You're going as fast as you can to weave in and out. Yeah, and I pass you at the light and wave. Bye-bye. I get such a kick. Adam just cracks up laughing every time it happens because it happens a lot. You're not going to get all that, and you're going to put everybody in it's really not funny because you're putting everybody in danger, seriously. Okay, now those of you who want to put a label on them, like you have read the DSM, what would you put? I know what I would, but I don't diagnose, so behaviors of you guys have a pretty good idea. Yeah, really good. It's more than one, really. Anyway, that wasn't what I wanted. Voice is going out. Sure enough, guy outside, voice is going out. Our pollen is unbelievable. Seriously. By the way, the school zone starts up there. So you would think it would start back there. It does not. It starts up here and it's just really short, you see? School's right there behind me now. Yeah, to the left. Okay, but there were a couple of things she said that made me go, what? Really? One of them was that she basically said, she did say, you must have had a broker because we're not allowed to tell you stuff like that. That was last year. And there were a lot of things that had me questioning, like I said, what? But yeah, but that was one of them. I said, no. So she said, you should have called us. I said, I did. I have never, and I told her, I said, I know better than that. Believe me, I know better. And she found it odd that they told me what they had told me, and there were more things that I've been told that I probably shouldn't have been told. Some of it would have made things a lot easier for me. This whole year would have been much easier, much healthier for me because I'm doing this for health care insurance, and that's kind of hard to work with edema. Edema is actually, according to the appropriate one, it's actually a disability. And I didn't find that out until like 6 months into it, or maybe give or take. But yeah, it's a disability. So I'm trying to work with a disability that's, who knows if it's making it better or worse, or it hasn't ever been able to just go away, whatever is the case, for me to just focus on that. I was having to focus so much on when I worked, wasn't making enough money, as it was, and it could have been making it worse, like I said. wow, but anyway, everything now at this point, I'm like, wow, this is makes so much more sense. But like I was saying, it doesn't really, because of what they had already told me all this time. And it could be that, it was Texas. Seriously, somebody had said that. One of the actual insurance companies I had called to, but this woman said, call and make sure, verify, ask a bunch of questions, ask questions like these, like this, and the other. I said, I would have known to ask that. I would never have known. Would not have. So I said, I appreciate you telling me that, to ask these certain questions. And she said, really dig deep on this, before you get it next time for next year. I'm going to change. This one was not good for me. Yeah. And the reason I canceled it last year after 2 weeks was because one just automatically learned that they're all about taking advantage of stuff. No. Okay. I mean, seriously, I've never been able to figure that one out. And there's one other one around here like that. It's after the school. I don't know. I really wonder. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I wonder why it's like that. But maybe it has something to do with the, in front of the school, because that's a high school, and a lot of kids would be leaving, and I don't know, they don't want to do it right in front of the high school. It would make traffic too bad. Something. Okay. I really don't know. But anyway, this was not what I wanted to start my video. I didn't want to make a video about this at all. I did want to talk about some good news. I got some really good news today. After a year, it's been a year, last month, close to the end of last month. Today's August 13th, 2024. And so, let's see, about 3 to 4 weeks. It was a year that I've been doing these food deliveries, gig work. It's not always just food, but have been doing them for health insurance. I had to prove to the government I could make a certain amount of money. All this, I'm saying it past tense, but this past year, I'm saying why I keep going back and forth between past tense and now present tense. Because I found out today something totally different than anybody had told me during all that time. Some things just weren't adding up to me. They just didn't make any sense at all. And today it seemed like one very wise young woman enlightened me on a few things about this. And I said, I have never heard this in all this time. And it's been just over a year. And I started calling them to find out about getting affordable health care here in Texas. I have mentioned here in Texas. I pointed out. Well, it actually could be that they changed some things. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that she was hinting at it, that some things were changed, because maybe they just weren't making sense here in Texas, because they had changed the law, or whatever. Well, I don't know. I don't take my word as voice of authority, because I'm not. I'm just saying what they're telling me, and it can be up to interpretation, because they hanged some of them, not all of them, but some of them. Like I said, all of a sudden I'm hearing these new things this year, so maybe what in the crap? What the heck is going on over there? That is weird. All of a sudden, okay. Am I on the right road I've ever been on? Because I'm seeing something I have never seen before. Seriously, and to the right of me, to the left of me, out in the field. Oh my goodness! But anyway, what she told me, I'm not going to go into detail, but it made me say, oh, finally, some things are making sense. And I told her, I said, I kind of laughed. I said, I've never heard that before. Okay, so where was I? Went to the grocery store. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Yikes. Anyway, it is so freaking hot out there. It says right now, it still says 102. But that could be 10 more. Like before I left, or sometime today, it was just 10. Average is 10.9 points higher for the feels like, the heat index, the real feel, or whatever you want to call it, or they call it. So if it's 102, it's probably 112, somewhere around there. Maybe, it depends on the humidity and whatever else. But it's hot. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, okay, what are you doing? Oh, I see. Yeah, today was the first day for kids. So well, there they were. Okay, where was I? But I'm really glad that I finally, a year later, heard. Of course, my voice is going to go out as soon as I get back. Yeah. Can we try this again without my voice going out? Nope. As soon as I start talking, we've had that very high. It's the rating very high from the Weather Channel of pollen. Very high. When was it not that? One time that I've seen it all year. I pretty much have looked at it every day. I think. I know that we had rose bushes budding in December. I have a picture on my phone that I took back then. They were budding in December. So when did it stop? But we do have a tree that has one limb on it for about a week now. That is for autumn. Today is August 13th, didn't I say? It's for autumn. Okie dokie. And the temperatures, now it's saying 105. What? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I turned it off because a car full of people almost ran from that school, high school, in front of me. Seriously, they didn't want to stop. They were inside that parking area. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just want to get home, get these out. Call Adam and say, hey, come get these out of here. Because it is too freaking hot. He did this the other day. I don't know where his brain was. He came outside and it was 100 or something, however much. And he wasn't wearing any socks. And it was last week or the week before to get the groceries. And I said, dude, don't you think you need some shoes? No, he didn't have socks on, shoes on, nothing. Totally barefooted. And he does this sometimes, and it's not unintentionally not to listen to me. At least I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it. But he's in another world. He was in there working, and he's still thinking about what he was working on. And all of a sudden, he starts dancing around saying, it's hot! And I said, hello, that's what I've just said. And so he was having me stand there. I had shoes on, of course. And put him in the back, we have a little cart. Not a little, it's a good sized cart. We also have one of those wagons. And, but he put it in the garage and I didn't like that. It was not cool. But we had cleaned up the area where it was. Originally, that's why it's in there. And he put it in the garage but we cleaned the breakfast nook. And it had been in the breakfast nook. So anyway, I'm just rambling on. But that's, apparently, some people like that. I kind of do too. You want to kind of get to know people. What do other people do? Me, as my master's is in sociology, my degrees are in psychology and sociology. And I kind of like hearing what other people do, how it is for them. And anyway, what's going on in their lives. And, if they have to deal with some of the same crapola that I do, or if their lives run smoothly, how is it? What is it like to have a smooth life? Really. What's it like to not have so much of your time? This morning it was probably a couple hours again, like Friday, 4 hours. I'm just trying to deal with stuff concerning health insurance. And I'm not talking about the working part. I didn't even get to work because it's too freaking hot. I mean, heat index into the 110s. Not smart. Not for me, at least. And I'm not giving anybody any advice, suggestion, or anything. That's my opinion. That's what happens to me. It's too hot for me. Yeah. But anyway, I'm tired, and plus the medication I'm on that makes me tired all the time. And I'll just pause every once in a while because that's when it started happening, was when they raised this one medication, and that's the side effects it says. And man, did it hit me. It took like a couple weeks or so. Once it did, it's like, okay, I'm pausing because I'm just tired. It's like I'm not having like breathing problem. Although in the morning, every morning, it's kind of like I have to put a fan on me because my pulse goes real fast all of a sudden. And kind of like a little bit of a, like you're crying, like you don't want to cry and you go like that. Yeah. Every blue moon it's been happening. But that's been happening since they first put me on it, I believe. On the first one, then they bumped it up recently to 2. You got all that right. So many things going on in my life. I wonder, am I ever going to have a life that's never again? Oh, since when was it ever? But am I going to ever have a life that just kind of runs smoothly? No, really. 61 years old. And I really haven't had a life that just runs like it should. In any aspect of it. Like you get health insurance, you find a doctor, you go to said doctor, and they actually do practice medicine. They don't throw hissy fits. They don't doubt you of what's going on with you. They don't order tests because they doubt you because they're working off a stereotype. And then they want to run a CT, which is like $4,000, $5,000. Oh, they charge it to your insurance. Sometimes they don't. You say, I just had one a few months ago, and they still want their own. I'm combining a bunch of different things that healthcare professionals have done and or said. So, over the past year and a half, 2 years, yeah, some of the weirdest stuff. Don't want to take responsibility for what they did wrong, because they're going. This is for me. It's not a one size fits all. It's not every one of them. It's just overall what I have experienced myself. I have a rare health condition. Apparently that really bothers them because, as one said, wasn't it earlier this year? It makes it more difficult for her to. It just makes it more difficult for her. Imagine what it makes for me. That was not her focus. Her focus was what it was how much it was going to earn her. That's the one that yelled out, went and checked to see all my benefits, whatever she wanted, on my insurance, and came back and screamed down the hall, "You have the worst insurance ever!" The one that pointed her finger in my face and then in Adam's. And she actually did leave there with the whole finger. It's bitten off. Of course, neither one of us were violent, but she should not have her license. All the things that she said, and it's not poor bedside manner. That is an excuse for people who are just a way of making it sound nice, or for healthcare providers who are verbally abusive. That's abuse, in my view, plain and simple. Wrapping it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.